Movies and television make it seem like only bad kids do drugs and drink alcohol. Nothing can be further from the truth. While just 10% of parents think their teens drink, around 52% of teens say they've actually tried alcohol. So, when should parents start talking with their kids about alcohol? The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends around age 9. Now, statistically, they are just 5 years away from having their first drink. The earlier kids begin using alcohol and drugs, the more likely they will engage in sexual activity, have suicidal thoughts, and experience alcohol dependence as an adult. Drugs and alcohol are also linked to mental, behavioral, and social issues. As a dad, it's your job to talk to your son or daughter about alcohol and drugs long before they are exposed to them. Some kids try drugs and alcohol out of curiosity, but many feel pressure from friends. And dad, as much as you may want to, you're not going to be able to pick your kids' friends. But you can be observant and use your experience to ask your child about friends that may not be a good influence. This is an important conversation because kids who are involved in drugs or alcohol will have an influence over your child. If you notice concerning behavior from one of your child's peers, bring it up to them and get straight to the point. You ask them if their friends use drugs or alcohol. Kids are curious and they want to fit in with peers. Now, when it comes to drugs and alcohol, this is a dangerous combination. According to the American Addiction Center, 35% of kids use marijuana before graduating from high school. And many of these kids will move on to stronger substances. Addiction is the likely outcome of prolonged drug use. Every year, more teenagers enter addiction treatment for marijuana dependency than for any other illegal drug. Addiction can lead to an overdose as stronger doses are needed to obtain a high. Cocaine killed more than 19,000 people in 2020. And according to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, approximately 2.2 million people in the US, 12 years or older, used the drug Ecstasy in 2021. Even more pervasive than drug use is drinking alcohol, and it can be deadly. Drunk driving is one of the top killers of people aged 16 to 25 in the US. Each day, 32 people in the US die in drunk driving crashes. That's one person every 45 minutes. Talking about drugs and alcohol with your child may feel awkward, but an open line of communication is an effective deterrent. The organization, Drug Test City, stated that more than 55% of teens cited their parents' involvement as the main reason they stayed away from drugs. Kids with smartphones love to text using emojis. The colorful characters can be playful, but can be used to communicate about drugs. Christmas trees, marijuana. Blue circles, ecstasy. Dragons, heroin. You should familiarize yourself with the emojis your teen uses. Signs that your child may be using drugs and alcohol include red eyes, dilated or constricted pupils, frequent nosebleeds, problems sleeping, sudden weight loss or gain, a messy appearance, or troubling behavior. If your child shows these signs, ask questions and get them help. As simplistic as this may sound, getting your son or daughter into positive activities gives them less time to get into trouble. It's hard to drink or do drugs while playing soccer, volleyball, or playing a musical instrument. Find out what your child likes to do and sign them up. If they are old enough, let them work a part-time job. Encourage activities that positively occupy their time. And remember, Dad, your son or daughter will soak up everything you say and do. So model good behavior at home, and you'll see better results with your child. There are landmines all around your child, and you are their protection. You may look at your son or daughter and think, they are a long way from the influence of drugs and alcohol, and that may be so. But now is the time to start the conversation.